It definitely started.
It did this time.
Yeah. And what do you mean with AI? That's freaking rude, bro. I have fat fingers on a small phone to crop these photos out.
Regular Chris Farley over here.
Regular Chris Farley. Wait, how do you turn that back off?
Regular.
Every week.
Okay, we're doing this. We are live. Welcome back, everybody. We are Some Nobodies Plus. Like Disney Plus, we are Some Nobodies with a little help from Mr. Michael Colby this week. So welcome to the show. As you know, we are just some weirdos to put on some podcasts to talk about a bunch of weird stuff, and we do the thing is what we do. We do the damn thing. We got a couple things to talk about. We do our normal talking upstream breakdown later on, but obviously, as everyone knows, we got to get to what starts out every show. You know? All right, there we go. Monologue Madness. And if you guys can remember from last week, Dylan gave a scathing review of toilet papers. And Michael Colby was, I guess, just kind of went over his favorite version of the toilet seat, whether the ones that slam shut or just go down slowly, which is amazing. This week, he put together a special, I guess it's a sermon. I'll say sermon, but let's... Oh, that's not going to work, is it? So I normally have a skit set up for the starting one, but apparently I cannot copy and paste a full page of dialogue into our private chat.
Do it in sequence.
Do it in sequence.
Yeah, do it in paragraphs or something.
Really should have thought about this part beforehand.
Welcome to Some Nobody's Chatterbox, where we read what Zach wrote on screen.
Welcome to a thing that's supposed to be a whole bit, and then Zach ruining the entire bit because one little tiny thing goes wrong.
Well, okay, so we're obviously live, right? We're live, and we are comedians, and this is obviously just a bit as well. So I'm going to set this up real fast, and I'm very sorry for everyone involved with how stupid this is. But I'm trying to copy and paste whatever it was that Michael Colby put together that he wanted to talk about today.
I don't know why I don't know why you're telling me I have to have it written down right in front of me, because I memorized the whole thing. I wrote the damn thing. Well,
yeah, I know, but just in case that you didn't remember, because sometimes you like to go a little bit off script, I wanted to make sure that I had it right here and that you could easily just read it. As is. You
are the bad boy of podcasting.
That's what I've been told.
That's true.
I've been told that sometimes when somebody doesn't agree with something that you like, it makes you the worst person in the world.
It makes me not want to finish a project with other people, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's why we've stopped and started so many projects together.
Yeah, because Zach's always like, Michael Colby, I do not want to work with you anymore. And then when he starts a new project, he just text messages me and is like, hey, Michael, you want to do this project with us?
Yeah, well, that's mostly my fault because I have you saved in my phone as the incorrect thing. And I keep trying to text somebody else. And it just doesn't really work. And yeah, that's fine.
So maybe you're Dr. Stupid.
I am Dr. Stupid.
I dropped out of the MD program.
Oh my God, this is dumb. Really, what I'm doing is dumb. So we're actually just going to get on to the next thing. That was an amazing skit that we'll get to. I don't know. Tomorrow we're just gonna. I'm just gonna actually. We'll do this in post. If it's cool with you guys, we'll just record this and I'll put it back in the front so only people that watch this live will understand.
You put stuff in the chat.
Can I just say something really quick? Like,
oh my God,
I know that this is not. This is unprecedented. I'm supposed to be doing a monologue.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say one thing. I've always had a thing for nerds. All kinds.
Yeah.
Geeks, weirdos, freaks, techies, trekkies, greasers, line dancers, grimples, brainiacs, dorks, porkheads, porkheads, bookworms, bookbirds, books, techies. Did I say that yet? Whizzes, black cats, Roman candles, screaming memes, lady fingers, fuzz bottles, snicker bombs, church burners, finger blasters, gut busters, zippity doodahs, crap flappers, whistling bungholes, spleen splitters, whiskey biscuits, honky lighters, Fred Savages, Hoosker do's, Hoosker don'ts, cherry bombs, Nipsey daisies, with or without the scooter stick, fiery kitty chasers, nerdlets, know-it-alls, otaku, especially for anime manga fans, gamer girls and gamer boys, whiz kids, science buffs, dorks, you name it. I want to catch them all. Sorry for the Pokemon reference. I'm a bit of a nerd myself. Old boy nerds are rare, but do we exist? I hanged out with nerdlingers as a kid, hung out together. And yeah, we hung together and played Dungeons and Dragons. And I loved being Dungeon Master, though there are none held against their wills in this dungeon. I also love their fates in my hands. It doesn't matter how pretty you are. Just the fact that you're alive and like something nerdy makes you very attractive to everyone. Other kinds of guys couldn't care less about me. But to nerds, the podcasters, the Fred Savages, I was hot. The more I hung out with podcasters and Zach, the more I realized the power over them that I had. There's nothing they want more than first contact with the epitome of their species. But with great power comes great responsibility. And I've tried not to take advantage of that much. Not much advantage. I was trying to not take advantage of a situation that was an advantage for someone to take, which is not me. Duh. No advantage is taken. And the best thing about nerds is that they give you their full attention. Pretty boys are too worried about their looks and compete for the best bathwater, of which I sell a lot of. There's always a fight for the mirror. And by mirror, I actually just mean mirror. With the tough guys and the jocks, the badasses and the hard asses, the Iron Men filled with grit, true grit. All the enforcers and juggernauts, all the warriors and midnight beasts, and all the heavyweight Dwayne the Rock Johnsons and drunken Australian gladiators, the Rambos, not himbos, tough podcasters, they always want to praise and worship. It's all about them. And they turn podcasts into a competition. Does bodybuilder impression? That was supposed to be something. I don't know why I put that in quotations, because that was something I was supposed to do. Like, I was supposed to do one of these. One of these, right?
Yeah. That's what you said.
But it was something I said instead. I get
very Kevin Sorbo of you.
Yeah. But nerds are the kindest types of mammals. They have the best smells. If you get past the overworked podcasting tropes, they really care about you, your content, and who you are. Who, where, how you are. You get a nerd's full attention. The rest of the world slips away, and you're their entire universe. Because no USS Enterprise, TARDIS, Nostromo, Serenity, Discovery 1, the Starship Troopers Mobile Infantry, Event Horizon, Galactica, Red Dwarf, Spaceball 1, Prometheus, Razorback, or Warp Drive is more exciting than a himbo who gives them the time of day. That's why I like these guys. I feel special, important, and not alone anymore. And instead of doing my monologue, I just decided that I was just going to say that.
Oh. Powerful stuff.
I appreciate that.
Quick, right?
Yeah, I no, that was quick, and I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, the skit, what we normally do in the beginning, the monologue madness, is where you cold read a skit, and as the amount of times that you laugh, I have to donate money to a charity of your choosing. And luckily, you got through that without laughing at all. So
yeah, well,
I'm scot free as normal.
Luckily for you, I didn't read the pre-written thing.
Yeah,
that was pre-written.
And
I just went off my dome
Yeah.
You know, I just wanted to say something real quick. That was an important thing to me.
Yeah, and you spoke from the heart of your dome, and
Mhm.
I think we can all appreciate that. But Dylan, I happened to write your monologue, and I put that in our chatter box under segments. If you want to go ahead and take care of this, and then we'll see how much money I have to donate to a charity of your choosing.
All right, let's see.
It starts with
shit. One of the greatest mysteries of life. You know, people don't talk about the nasty nuggets nearly enough, but it's a truly fascinating subject. Did you know that your yuck puck is actually made of 98% pure oxygen and some gut mud? Yep, that's why it floats in my neighbor's pool. And feces isn't just a product of digestion. It's actually the body's way of expelling all the negative energy. False hopes, TikTok ribble-rabble, pet-eating chatter, steak temperatures, air conditioning vents, the hum of the local Cybertruck that you absorb throughout the day. Every filthy squat is like a little cleanse for your soul and a decleansing of someone's tile floor, unless they have a fuzzy rug. Now, Stool Duke comes in all sizes, shapes, cultures, and fonts, but did you know that if you hold in your poo doo for too long, it can turn into diamonds? Well, I mean diamond-shaped toilet trinkets, not exactly the extremely hard substance made of pure carbon, still turds. But they don't tell you that in health class, but that's why some people are so rich. And I bet you didn't know that the ancient Romans used backdoor droppings as currency. Because they didn't. But they would steal things from the market and leave a small sample of caca as a form of payment. Parents of Roman children would actually save up their excrement for weeks and head to the market to barter for the ability to steal goods. Speaking of history, did you know that a semi-solid dung ball was once believed to have magical properties? In medieval times, people thought that burying their muck babies under a tree would make it grow faster. The tree, not the feces fetus, okay? That one was actually dumb. But get this. Scientists today are actually studying poop to find a way to create a new type of renewable energy. Soon, cars might be powered entirely by poop. Imagine filling up your tank at the gas station with pure organic shit. I'm editorializing a little bit, but hey, emphasis is always great at the end of a paragraph. But of course, not all squishwags are the same. Human pushed dirt is highly valuable, but animal scat, completely different story, literally. For example, elephant yuck is rumored to have healing properties, but you have to eat it raw. Unless it's frozen, then you have to suck it thaw to eat it raw. Drink of water. Where was I? All right. Then you have to suck it thaw to eat it raw. And bird poop? Okay. Well, that's not just a nuisance on your windshield. Some say it's actually good luck because if it lands on your head, because the berry-filled shite glob's molecular structure interacts with your brain waves to bring prosperity. And also rabies, possibly. Do you know that astronauts in space have a special type of brown bloop that defies gravity? They call it floaty turtle, and it just hovers around them. So if you ever become an astronaut, be prepared for a grimy grunt experience like no other. But really, perhaps the most amazing thing about this stinky nonsense is that no two butt boo-boos are alike. Just like snowflakes, every one of my trashy log flumes is unique. And to be honest, shit is basically nature's way of creating art. So next time, when you dispense a chocolog, take a moment to appreciate the beauty and wonder of it all. Because in the end, poop truly is the most underrated, underappreciated, and misunderstood aspect of life. Poop is power. Poop is poetry. Poop is everything.
Yeah.
Fuck charity.
You know,
what charity is today's show based on, Zach?
It was a charity of your choosing, depending on how many times you laughed during your monologue. So, yeah, I'm really trying to push you guys to laugh at my jokes more. And week after week, you succeed in not having me spend any money because my jokes are not very funny and they do not make you guys laugh. So,
well,
that just made me fiscally responsible.
That one made me laugh a lot because you exploited the universal truth of poop is funny.
Yeah, I spent the good part of my day thinking of every possible version of the word poop I could think of, and then how to write a story based on that.
That's good.
It's also, I would like to say,
yeah,
how does anybody know that all snowflakes are different, it seems like an impossibility. I am a college student philosophy major who has just smoked a bunch of weed, and now I'm
Right.
asking the serious questions. How do you know that all snowflakes are different?
Well, how many do you think you would need to look at individually to realize, man, these are not the same? Would it be like 100 snowflakes?
That seems like a very small sample size of all the snowflakes that have ever fallen on the planet Earth.
Well, yeah, but I mean, how many of one thing do you need to look at before you realize, like, these are actually all different?
A million.
Yeah, I mean, I think a million is a very easy number when it comes to snowflakes when you think about it. That's
Yeah,
like
but you would have to.
That's like a handful.
But you would have to like compare them to make sure that they're all not exactly the same.
Just
Yeah,
eyeball it.
you just eyeball them.
Yeah.
You look at it like, no, they're not the same.
You guys have not smoked nearly enough weed to be on my fucking level right now. I can tell you that.
I just wrote a poop thesis. I think that I'm probably at your level.
More like a thesis.
A thesis.
Ooh,
Oh,
a
damn it.
thesis. I like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you missed that one.
I did. I definitely did. I think Facetus was where I was like, okay, I gotta stop doing this. I gotta stop writing stuff. That's really upsetting me.
Facetious.
Yeah,
I
I
wrote-
almost wanted Michael to read that one, but I thought that he would get more out of being an e-girl version of a podcaster, and I really thought he would get a kick out of that.
Well, I definitely did.
Okay,
And
perfect.
also I wrote some Jack Billings jokes on a piece of paper at work one time, and I accidentally left them at my station.
Oh no!
And one of the
Hell yeah.
one of the very religious guys in the next shift found it. And if you've ever listened to Jack Billings, the jokes are not for religious types.
I thought this was going to be like a long form joke about how you wrote them on paper and you ate it, and when it came out the other end, it was better.
Oof, Dylan.
Woof.
You are
No, this
taking
was
a
just a
walk.
real story, but I am going to try that.
Yeah,
I'm warmed up.
you're warming up. Yeah.
You're
So
warmed up like a fresh turd.
if you want to see more Monologue Madness, obviously we're here 4 times a week, and we really just get down to brass tacks and dirt grit, true dirt grit. And yeah, so that's that. But now let's get into some other stuff that I want to talk about, since you guys talk way too much when I'm around, and it upsets me. But I saw a couple trailers, and I wanted to know if you guys saw these trailers and how you think about what you don't watch trailers at all, Michael.
No,
Really?
not if I
Oh.
can help it.
You would think, based on your attire, that you've seen trailers in your life right outside.
There is a trailer right across the street from me, so
That's cool.
In your state, it's expected.
in my
Ge-
state,
Geographically
there's whole-
and just in being.
yeah, there's whole
Yeah.
parts of them.
Your emotional
Yes.
state.
My fuck.
Oh,
My fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, go.
you know, in South Carolina, they're not really called mobile homes; they're called manufactured amenities or something like that. And it sounds so much nicer when old people trip out of their front door.
Seed cows.
Well, yeah, the white people here are called anything. You can call them whatever you want. They can't say anything.
Amenities. I thought you said manatees.
Oh no, that's more of like the Florida, the Everglades. So Thunderbolts trailer came out. Have you guys seen the Thunderbolts?
Saw a bunch of pictures of it.
A bunch of
Is-
pictures of the Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
Is the Thunderbolts that show from the 70s with the puppets?
it's Thunderbirds.
That's
Oh,
Thunderbirds,
okay.
and they are go. No, Thunderbolts. It's kind of like, I guess the way it kind of started was it's almost Marvel's version of like the Suicide Squad. So it's a bunch of anti-heroes that are put together mostly by the government to be like a set of Avengers when nasty stuff has to happen. You know, some real bad things have to go down. And I think that the poop joke really got somebody, which is great.
Perfect.
Yeah. So you got you.
Stuff
you-
works for a reason.
That's true. Yeah. Anytime you say poop a couple of times, it makes people just giggle. I don't know what it is. But yeah, Thunderbird. So you have, if you're following MCU, you have Yelena Belova, which is Black Widow's sister. You have her adopted father, what's his name? Harkins from, or what's his name from Stranger Things?
Pop
Hopper?
Pop. Oh,
Pop. Classic Pop. You got Pop. You got ScarJo's sister. You have a couple other people. You have like Taskmaster. You also have Ghost, which are some pseudo villains from like the second phase of MCU. And then you have a character called the Sentry, which as a nerd, I'm most excited about this character in general. Do you guys know about any of these characters? Or Michael, you don't like superhero stuff, do you?
No, Taskmaster is the one who can like copy your fighting style if he sees it once. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And he was in movies?
kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Depends on who you ask.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of gentlemen on the internet that will say this was definitely not Taskmaster. Obviously, they swapped genders, which a lot of people I think they had a problem with, but in general, it was the poor writing of how this character goes down. You're right, Michael. Character is like the second they see a move, they can copy it immediately. So they can do what you're doing at the exact same time you're doing it, and they have like photographic memory, so they can always remember your fighting style. And it's one of the most badass villains that Marvel has in the comics, and one of the few people that can beat Taskmaster's only Spider-Man because of spider sense, which is cool. In the movie, it didn't really work out that way. It was upsetting.
Kind of a weird, like, brainwashed robot situation. Not even robot, just brainwashed, like, hypnotized thing.
Yeah, stolen girl, brainwashed, weird thing. It was very bad. It was badly written and badly executed. But they have an updated costume, and I would assume that the writing for this is going to be better. So I'm okay with all that. Ghost is the one that was from Ant-Man 2 that can like shift and phase in and out, and they can go through walls and stuff. And I think that actor was Ratcatcher 2 from Suicide Squad. Also underdeveloped, underwhelming antagonist, but I think that with the writing, it should be better because Sentry's in it. And Sentry, if you guys don't know who Sentry is, in the comics, it's somebody that got like a dose of like Captain America's super serum, but it was like 1,000 times too strong. So he became so powerful that he could start unraveling reality. And he got angry one time and got so like upset that he altered all of reality into not remembering who he is, and to like kind of take his powers away, and for people not to even be able to see where he comes from. So he kind of messed up reality himself. So he lives among people who have no idea that he was a Superman for like a long time. And it's just a really interesting character. He was originally cast as Stephen Young from Incredible and Beef and Walking Dead. Oh, Invincible, yeah. And then they dropped out because of whatever. So now it's Bill Pullman's son, who this is if they succeed in making this character right in the movie right, that's a pretty big deal, I think, for any upcoming actor.
I like Sentry. The only thing that I'm really curious about this movie about.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same way. Like how they've been building up with Val and whatever, and building, it's also like the bad Captain America from the Winter Soldier show. So Michael, do you have any interest in this as an emo layman?
Well, you did say the magic words, which was the Suicide Squad. So I'm a little bit more interested now.
Yeah.
But James Gunn is not writing this, I'm assuming.
No, 100%.
So it's not going to be as good. So I'm assuming it'll be in between Suicide Squad and the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. I think when this was originally pitched, it was going to be a funny, lighthearted, a bunch of anti-heroes getting together to do a rompous act, with a good soundtrack. I think it has evolved now because of where like the MCU is, and they can't pull that off anymore because they're not good at really good humor, and they have to kind of push and maintain a consistent storyline. I think using the Sentry and finding ways to fix the things that people don't like in the MCU is a pretty good move, I guess.
Here's what I know about Sentry.
Yeah.
He was blue and yellow Superman.
Yep.
And then he was one of the very few superheroes who grew a beard.
Mhm.
Yes.
And that's all I know about Sentry.
Yeah, and honestly, that's enough. Sentry's pretty awesome in the comics. He has so much power, but the thing is, he has to share his power with like the most darkest of all beings, like the night
The
god or whatever.
Void or something.
Yeah, the void, and so he can't do too much, or else the void gets stronger. So it's this really interesting thing where he has the most unlimited power ever, but kind of can't use it because he wants to be unknown, which is cool. So I'm looking forward to parts of this movie, but not the idea of the movie.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. I'll watch a pirated version. I'll watch 3/4 of a pirated version with you guys on a StreamYard thing.
I love
Like
that.
I've watched my last 3 Marvel movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, we
Zach-
watched Madam Web 3 times. That doesn't really count.
Yeah. Why
I've
is
watched
it
3/4
Thunderbolts
of Madam Web
asterisk?
3 times.
Why is it Thunderbolts asterisk?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know why they're doing this. There's some speculations are doing it because you can substitute whoever the Thunderbolts are to make it more of a Suicide Squad. So like it's just the Thunderbolts, whoever they are. Some people are thinking that the day the movie drops, at the end of the movie, you'll get the actual title for what this is going to be, and then they'll change the title, which would be kind of cool, I think. No one's really done anything like changing something or altering something, except for the last episode of the Winter Soldier TV show, where they changed it. Instead of it was the Falcon and Winter Soldier when it started, then at the end it changed to Captain America and the Winter Soldier, which is weird, but cool.
Harley Quinn movie, Birds of Prey.
That's true. Yeah.
Not a good example, but an example of someone doing it.
Yeah, 100%. The other trailer that I saw that I think you guys would be very excited to see is Megalopolis. Do you guys know anything about this movie?
Yeah.
Not a single thing. I've never heard that name before.
Wow,
in my
really?
life.
Okay.
Is this a comic book as well?
No, not a comic
No.
movie at all. Actually, this movie I think probably outdates you, which is interesting. So, Francis Ford Coppola, one of the greatest directors, especially of like the 70s and 80s and a little bit of the 90s. He's kind of had a flop a couple times recently, but he had this idea in the mid 70s of when you see, powerful Rome and how expansive and beautiful Egypt was. He had this vision of what would the United States look like when it finally falls, the fall of the United States as though it is the Roman Empire. So he started writing this thing in 1977, and he wanted to really he called it the Catilinarian conspiracy, which I don't know anything about. I was hoping Dylan would know something about that. But it was, I guess he really started writing this thing in like the 70s, and then in 83, and we started like getting more and more funding to get this thing going, and then random things would happen. Like he got all the money together and was about to film it, and then 9/11 happened, and he's like, well, I can't write the fall of the United States now. I can't do that. And then he finally got money together in like 2019 to do this, and then COVID shut down everything that he was trying to do. So it's been almost 40 years. Actually, it's been almost 50 years now. I guess 45 years in the making. And this was one of the things that he wanted to do the most in his entire career. He was waiting for technology to build up. He was waiting for the right style of moviegoer. And I think it stars it's got an amazing cast, really. It's got, I know Adam Driver's in it. I saw Aubrey Plaza's in it.
Your favorite guy, John
John,
Voight.
my favorite guy, John
You
Voight.
love John Voight.
Star
Yeah.
of American Treasure.
Yeah, and America's Hearts. So
Jason Schwartzman, Lawrence Fishburne,
yeah.
D.B.
Now-
Sweeney. Everybody loves him.
Well, I haven't seen him since I guess The Cutting Edge.
Paul Barlow Jr. Holy shit!
Oh, you're
This
just
is a this
now
is
you're name
wall to wall.
yeah, wall to wall. But Michael, what if you had to think about like the fall of like America, right? The fall of the United States. Do you think that it would have a feel like the Roman Empire falling? Would that be that big of a deal to the world?
I mean, I feel like it's happening now. It's just being very slow. Like, I wish it would just fall like the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
But it's like just this slow decline that feels bad all of the time.
Yeah. And that's not very cinematic, right? Like, we really can't make a gladiator
No.
movie out of that.
No. I mean, you could.
Of The Fall of America? Well,
yeah, it would just be,
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a really I bet Scorsese could do it because he loves to make long, boring movies about nothing.
that's true. Yeah. Or maybe Ridley Scott, who knows? 'Cause
Ridley Scott could do a good, really long, boring movie
Yeah,
about
that's true.
the slow
He
decline of
has.
America.
Oh, that part. Okay.
Yeah, the point. Yeah. Dylan, do you have any interest in, like, what's your interest level in this kind of thing, where it's someone's lifelong goal to pull something off and finally does it, or does that just mean it's just in our story?
I'm curious about it. I think this sort of not a vanity project, but like a dream project. It reminds me of did you see the Fall of Don Quixote?
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of that, where it's like, wow, it took them 40 years to make this, and in the end, they made it.
Yeah, it got
I
done.
watched it.
Yeah,
It was
job.
a movie. And Adam Driver was in that one too. Huh.
Hmm.
Ooh, wait a minute.
Hmm.
He's every weird old filmmaker's creative muse to finish their like projects that are older than he is.
Who did Adam Driver play in a Don Quixote movie?
It was about a guy making a movie about Don Quixote who kind of falls
interesting.
into it. Who
Interesting.
kind of falls into the story itself and back and forth. And
Okay.
he plays the tortured movie director trying to make the movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds really interesting. Are you saying that it sucks?
No. It's
Okay.
just it's Terry Gilliam.
Yeah,
Oh,
It's
okay.
Terry Gilliam's dream project. So it's
Okay.
one of the most Terry Gilliam movies you can make.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
long and weird and doesn't make any sense and is
Yeah.
dreamy and
And it kind of works,
Uh-huh.
but I would feel awkward recommending it to people unless I knew they'd like it.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna watch this because it sounds incredible.
yeah. Terry
Um,
Gilliam's great. So
Yeah.
visually, it's great.
I do want to say, so I go to movies at Alamo Drafthouse primarily, partially because I don't know where any movie theaters are out here in Chicago yet.
Mhm.
And I looked at the Megalopolis showtimes, and they have a Baby Day show. So if you want to take your little kids to watch his
The Fall of
Francis
of the-
Ford Coppola's dream project.
Yeah, his magnum opus.
Yeah.
Some would say. All right. Yeah. So that's just a couple things that I'm interested in. I kind of let those things ramble around in my brain until I finally get online and talk to my friends about it. So let's talk about what we're consuming. Right? What are you into, Michael Colby? What are you reading anything? You binge watching anything? What are you consuming right now?
I mean, the only thing I watch on television is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
For the podcast, This
That's
Bizarre
fair.
Adventure, anywhere you get your podcasts.
Yeah.
And it's great. Otherwise, I've fallen into a Castlevania hole. The Dominus collection came out, which is all the DS games, and I played Order of Ecclesia for the podcast games my mom found. And I was like, man, this is great. And then I'm like, I'm going to try these other two games that are on here because I played them back on the DS.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, oh shit, I'm halfway through Dawn of Sorrow. So, and then I started playing Simon's Quest on the original Castlevania collection. Simon's Quest is amazing. It has the best music in the series. And it's ambitious to a point where it's not a good game, but it's a very interesting game.
I think I played Castlevania. I guess the first one the most. That's
Mhm.
like the side scrolling, right, where you got to throw your whip up in there, and maybe the
Mhm.
second one. And then I felt that it evolved past me. I feel like those games got hard, right, or no?
No,
Yeah.
they're much harder in the
Oh.
beginning.
Really?
Yeah. The first three, like especially 1 and 3, are incredibly difficult. And then
Oh.
they go to a formula with Symphony of the Night where you can like go back and forth and you can grind and you can level up your characters and get better weapons and make it easier. Like those Symphony of the Night style games are like way easier and I
Oh.
kind of think more up your alley.
I'll
I
definitely
think
check
you would
them
have
out.
fun with those.
I'll check them out then. I remember when I was like, whenever the first Castlevania came out, I'm pretty sure I was like 9, maybe
Yeah, that
10, something like that.
sounds. Mm,
And I remember playing the full game and then fighting a Alucard. And
that would be the third one then.
Okay, so
You're
the third one.
thinking
So
of
that was
Castlevania 3,
that was
yeah.
probably the one I played the most in.
That sounds more right.
Yeah. And when the reveal of Alucard being Dracula spelled backwards,
Mhm.
it blew my mind, like
Mhm.
fighting
Yeah,
Psycho
yeah.
Mantis the first time. I was
Yep,
like,
nope.
oh my God.
You are actually correct. You would have been 10 at the time that Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse came out.
Yeah, because if I was past 13, that wouldn't have shocked me at all.
Yeah.
10-year-old Zach would have been shocked by something so deviously clever as spelling a name backwards. And to this day, and this is the truth, to this day, because of that game, whenever I'm watching a fantasy or a nerd show or any movie, I always read people's names backwards because I think it's something. And I couldn't tell you what the majority of people's names are, but I could tell you what the most people's names are backwards because I only pay attention to that because of fucking Castlevania.
Did you watch the Castlevania Netflix cartoon?
I watched season 1 and I was very
It's fantastic.
That's that's based on Castlevania 3. Those are the characters from 3.
sick.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, then I'll watch that.
Yeah.
If you need something to watch, go watch Castlevania, everybody. It's on the Netflix.
We started rewatching it. It is so good.
It's so good.
so good.
That's cool. Dylan, what are you into right now? What are you playing, reading, watching?
Well, my TV broke when I moved out here, so I haven't been watching much of anything.
You're so badass, Dylan.
Yeah, I
You're so badass,
cracked it
dude.
over my knee in anger.
Only go to Alamo Draft House, breaking TVs. It's like he's
Yeah.
flexing on us at all times.
Yeah.
He punched through it because he was so mad.
Yeah. Anyway, I've fallen back into the video game Noita, Noita. It's I fall into it like once every year and a half for a couple weeks, really intensely.
Yeah.
You play a cloaked figure, and you can carry around wands, and the wands have spells that you can slot into them and spell modifiers. So you can have a spell that shoots a little bolt of magic, and then you can modify that with like an explosion. So it hits a wall and it explodes, or hits a bad guy and it explodes. And did either of you ever play any of those like falling sand games? Where it's like, this powder is gunpowder, and when it hits a fire pixel, the gunpowder pixel explodes.
Yes.
Oh, no.
And
I
Noita
actually-
uses that system.
I bought Noita because of you, because you were talking about
Okay.
it, and I was like,
I
oh yeah,
thought
this
so.
sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, Noita's great. And there is, you play it for a while, and you're like running around, and you hit a few spots, and then you have a breakthrough, and you realize how fucking big this game is. There's so much,
Mhm.
and it's weird, like Finnish alchemy. I would say weird, like it's a portrayal of alchemy that's very kind of dark, and it doesn't tell you anything. So there's a lot of discovery to it, where it's like, what's this glowing blue liquid? Oh, it turned all the water I put it into more of itself. Like, there's some really strange interactions between some of the weirder stuff. It's very fun.
Cool.
So I've been playing a lot of that. And then I'm back on Against the Storm as well, which is city builder, post-apocalyptic, whimsical animal people in the rain.
Hell yeah.
It's very fun. There's a DLC coming out in the next week or two that adds frog people, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, sick.
And they're like Roman Chad frog people. Like, they're not like fat swamp frog people.
Oh.
Like, you know what I mean? They're like battle
Yeah.
toads, but in togas.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
so that's going to be neat. I'll probably pick that up.
Yeah, right on.
If you want a game that's very similar to that, but is sad and depressing and is going to make you want to kill yourself, Frostpunk.
Oh, no, thank you. I know Frostpunk. No, thank you.
Frostpunk. I don't know that.
Frostpunk 2 just came out, and apparently
Yeah.
it's good.
Oh,
Frostpunk
nice.
1 was good. If
Yeah.
you're not depressed, because if you're depressed and you play Frostpunk, you're not going to have a good time.
It is, from what I understand, Frostpunk tonally is the world ended,
Mhm.
get over it and go to work.
Mhm. And
Ooh.
the people that you
And-
send out to do the work, a lot of them are not coming back.
Mhm. Well, it's
Yeah,
like,
it is
temperatures
bleak.
dropped. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Is that like that's just on like the PC?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
on PC and I think everything. I think you can get it on your
Okay.
Xbox
Oh, cool.
and your PlayStations.
Nice.
It reminds me conceptually of the board game Scythe. I don't know if either of you are familiar with that.
No.
It's like alternate history, early 1900s, where mechs are commonplace, and it's about a land war between like Russia and a bunch of like fragmented Baltic states, and they all have like repurposed labor mechs with like old howitzers placed on them or shit like that. Function like conceptually very cool. The board game itself is very involved and very rules heavy and very intense. And I think they have a computer version, but it's a very cool setting. It's very different from Frostpunk, but it's that same kind of like early, like pre-electricity diesel punk kind of stuff.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
Colby's having a ghost.
Oh,
I started playing this game. I was like scrolling through like the PlayStation Store, and I found this game called Inscription. Have you guys played that at all?
yeah.
I played a
fun.
little bit of Inscription.
Yeah, I started playing Inscription too. And yeah, that game very simple, but there's something about it that I find so just interesting. Like I'm a fan of all card games anyway, but I don't. If you guys don't, both you played it, so you know anyway.
I played it a fair amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get up to the thing that I don't like those like card based deck builder
Sure.
roguelikes.
No Slay the Spire for you.
I played Slay the Spire. I liked Monster Train okay, but like they don't hook me the way that they hook a lot of people.
Mhm.
And like everybody's like, oh yeah, you have to play Inscription to the twist. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I couldn't get to the twist because I had to play too much of a deck builder.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is because like you got to lose a couple times to get further in the game. So like it's a for me it was a lengthy game to play without the ability of like altering your deck unless you like a brand new playthrough. But I do like the idea of like some cards having like sentience and you got to like sacrifice some to make other cards like better. I think that's really interesting. I didn't get to the end of it yet. It's kind of taking up a little bit too much of my time.
It's
But-
nice and creepy.
Yeah, I like it. I like how creepy
Yeah.
and unexplored it is. Like what is
Mhm.
even happening? But whatever.
I did have an idea for a deck builder that I think
Oh.
I talked to you guys about, where the cards are like what little kids would play on the playground. Like it would be like, oh, I shoot you with a gun, and then the next turn you would be like, no, I have my anti-bullet shield.
Mm,
And then the next one, and then you would go back and it would be like, well, my bullets pierce through anti-bullet shields.
yeah.
And then like until somebody actually won. It would be like a back and forth with stupid shit like that until
Yeah.
somebody won. I don't know.
I
I don't design games though, so I don't know how to.
I
like,
do
balance
remember
it.
you vaguely talking about elongating the child murder process. I remember that specifically. It's like, how long can this actually take before they kill each other? But I forgot there was cards involved, which is cool. Yeah, no, I like. No, it's a cool idea. I think that's great.
My favorite deck building game conceptually is Deck Building, the deck building game,
Oh,
where you build a deck out behind your house out of like wooden boards.
that's great.
It's called. I think it's called Deck Building, the Deck Builder.
Yeah. There's some really good simulators out there that can just waste. Like I swear to God, I wake up at like 6 o'clock every morning and I mow grass for about an hour. I have on PlayStation 4 the lawn mowing simulator, and I have a job and I have a lot of duties to get done. And it's so calming for some reason mowing grass when I can't even wash my own dishes, but I will perfectly landscape somebody's backyard before I go into work. I love Michael, what's your favorite simulator that you played? Are you a power wash guy?
I am a power wash guy.
I knew
Actually, Power Wash and Goat are my two favorite
yes.
simulators.
Yeah, Go's pretty
Good
good.
Simulator's pretty good.
Yeah.
I did try to play. I tried to play City Bus Simulator, like Bus Driver Simulator or something like that. I was like, oh, this has got to be wacky. No.
Was it Desert Bus?
No.
City Bus.
It is like City Bus Simulator or something.
It's just
where
driving a bus.
It's driving a bus and you have to like obey the rules of the road and you have to stop at stops. And it's like, I thought this was going to be weird, wacky fun.
Nope.
This is just being a bus driver. Who plays this shit?
There is some crazy simulators where it's like just like that game Papers, Please, if you guys have played that.
Yeah.
Where I mean, there's obviously a cool twist to it, but the idea of like, I wonder what it's like to be somebody who just works at a customs. Like,
pretty much every game that the Papers, Please guy makes is brilliant.
yeah,
They're great.
yeah, those games are so cool. All right, so what we do really on this show specifically, just so you guys know, is we talk about other shows that we've been on, and then we try to grade those shows. Do you remember that, Dylan? Remember when we do that? Yeah,
I do.
Sorry, just trying to swerve and.
I'm glad we're getting into the meat of the show 45 minutes in. What we're really here for.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining. We
can't handle an 18-course meal. I don't know what to tell you, Michael.
Here's what we do. You've had your appetizer. You've had your palate cleanser. Let's get on to the main course of this podcast. But no, seriously. So if you don't know, we have a show called Talking Upstream, Dylan and I, where we would interview some of our favorite creators, ask them why they do what they do, how they do what they do, et cetera, et cetera. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
We're on Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yes. Please ask. Amaray Roy, I don't know if you noticed, Michael Colby is a professional questions answer. So he will answer any question. Yeah, I thought that I was hitting Instagram, but I think I hit Twitch instead, which is fine.
Doesn't
That's
Instagram
fine.
require some sort of weird nonsense premium account to stream?
Honestly, that's probably why I didn't get on there. I have no idea.
Right.
But yeah, we will answer every single question.
Yeah,
absolutely. Ask
we
us
have nothing to do until roughly 7 a.m.
Yeah. Ask your worst question.
I've got a meeting tomorrow afternoon, but that's at like 1:30.
That's not a question, Dylan. Anyway,
No, I was saying whatever.
Until we get to questions. So we have the show and we've interviewed some of our. Oh, here we go. All right. The question. If your question is about the artwork, whose artwork? Probably Michael's.
Michael does art, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do art?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For many years.
This feels like one of those things where it's like fine art, like ceramics, or performance art, like dancing.
Oh.
Or do we involve gardening in? Oh.
I'm a graphics artist. Honestly, I may be here. I'm here to ask you about art for your channel. So you're interested in see some of my recent artworks. Oh, yeah. You could just send them to my email address. Just shoot them right over.
We love being solicited on the air.
Is this the question? The question is if we want to buy some of your art. Then probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, this could be in our next skit where we do, the charity. This can be your charity. We'll get Amara Roy's artwork for our Twitch channel.
Oh my God!
So we've been breaking down all of our episodes.
Emails in the email now. Oh my God!
It's okay.
It's being flooded.
You're allowed to click on the first one, but no more after that. I think that's the rule. So in there, we have roughly 54 episodes of the show, and we thought it'd be really cool to see of all of our ideas, which one would be the best if we had to break them down. We do have Discord or Insta Twitter. I think it's called X, but I'm never saying that.
X, the everything app.
Michael Colby is still on MySpace, and he's one of like the 100 people on there, and he has an MLM on there. So if you want to get creams, butters out of his bathwater,
it's all for bands now. MySpace is just for bands. So my band Immortal Scombat is on there. And it's a ska band, and I play all of the instruments. So I'm a one-person ska band. I can't tour now, unfortunately, because I'm still working on the drum/bass/guitar/saxophone/trumpet/trombone.
But what I didn't hear was a background dancer. And if you need that,
you very rarely hear them unless they're wearing hard shoes.
Dylan is your guy. Also, if for some reason you need graphics for your MySpace page, we we can really just hit up Amara Roy real quick.
Well, I do
Use our
need-
affiliate link.
I do need a picture of like a scorpion type ninja holding up the head of like a Raiden type character, but instead
Oh.
of like a color, the uniform has to be checkered.
When you said a scorpion, I really thought like the animal scorpion. I'm like, damn, that's a cool.
I
ninja.
also assumed that.
Mortal Scombat. Come on now. Should I have said
Oh,
smoke or
I
reptile?
Okay, I genuinely thought you said royal scombat, like it was a wombat, and like
No.
the king of all wombats that
No.
also happens to be.
Mortal Scombat.
All right, yeah, no, I like that a lot. I like that almost too much. You have to do one cover though. I think that's the ska rule, right? One ska cover and then like 19 originals.
Yeah, it's the cover of the Mortal Kombat movie song. It's like
Yeah,
but with saxophone instead of like techno music stuff.
yeah, it's got a cool trumpet and very wide jeans. And that's what I. All right, so yeah, we have 54 different ideas of things that we pitched to people. Well, it's because like I mean, we can just keep doing this if you like.
Is that a good enough Scorpion Ninja for you, Michael? Can you big screen me?
It looks like
yeah,
a buff crab.
Yeah, it looks like a battle toad.
It's not a Battletoad. It's a
Speaking
Scorpion.
of battle toads.
Yeah. All right, let's see this. What is this?
Come on,
What the hell is this? What the hell is this?
He's got a bandana on because he's a ninja.
No, that's
It's
a
not
crab
No,
with abs.
that's
It's not a
That's-
crab. It's not a
that
crab
is
ab.
That is absolutely a battle toad, Dylan. You cannot
Look
fool
at that
me.
scorpion. Look at that scorpion tail behind him and the claws.
I don't.
He's got eye stalks.
Does he have shoes?
He's
Did
boots. He's a ninja.
Scorpions have like 8 legs. You have like
Yeah,
two
those
human legs.
aren't
with boots
abs.
on?
Those are his extra legs curled up
In
on
the
his chest.
Battletoads game, you can get like a scorpion tail that you can pick up and hit people with. So you literally just draw a Battletoad. So get out
There-
of my face with that.
there
You
is
wanted
I
this,
am-
Michael.
I am not
there is
paying
nothing
you.
about
Full
that.
screen me again.
I am not paying you to draw the cover for my ska album.
Every part of that sentence is accurate, no matter how you divide it.
I know. Why would you when you can obviously get Amara Roy? Like, this is the best person to get any kind of ska material.
Look, can I give
See?
some advice to Amara Roy?
Yeah.
Amara, thank you for watching. I'm sure your art is awesome, but soliciting people while they're doing a show is bad form, dude.
Why?
Don't do that.
I'm fine with it. Go with
All right.
it. Like
I
if
don't
you
care.
honestly, if you have a dream to get some
engagement.
low-level podcasters, some solid artwork for their Twitch channel, get it.
I'm not saying anything about the art itself. I'm sure she's great. But to do it during the show is just weird, man.
Yeah.
It's just
it-
weird.
This is the new version of door-to-door sales, right? Like you have to
Yeah,
just
it
get on.
sort of is. And I don't think that ever worked. There's a reason that there was a trope where like the salesman had to put his shoe in the door so that people didn't slam the door on their face. And like,
look at this.
look, I'm
Why are you
not
doing
talking
this?
shit. I'm
Why are you doing this?
literally I'm giving you
Bad boy
advice. Like
podcasting, everybody.
Oh, geez, look at this, Michael.
I-
You are upsetting people. This
look,
is a shame.
this is just advice.
You are an
like-
old man on a podcast. How dare you talk down to someone?
I'm not talking down to anybody. I was trying to give her advice.
Oh, wait,
It's
what was
just-
your advice? Oh no,
Don't do it while you're on the air.
it's getting sadder. I need you. You need to know this. Oh no. Oh, well, no, but don't. Just because he says doesn't make it
Don't
right.
no. Don't give up on your dream. Just don't solicit people while they're doing a show.
But if you
That's
are
all
gonna,
I'm saying.
but if you are going to solicit people, please solicit improv comedians on a
Like,
podcast because sometimes they run out of things to talk about.
I get the like I totally get the grind.
Yeah.
I'm here for the grind. But don't solicit improv comedians because they're gonna talk shit.
One of us will talk shit. Two of us will probably be kind of supportive because I think that you're into
I'm
ska artwork.
trying to be
Yes.
supportive. I'm trying to be supportive.
Dylan,
this
where
was-
do you
This is legitimate advice.
Dylan, where do you weigh in on this?
I mean, I don't really consider myself an improv comedian, so I don't know how valuable my input is here.
Wait, say that
Why
again.
do you keep big screening yourself there, Zachary?
Well, I'm just the first one. I don't want to. I'm trying to get Dylan over there.
Well,
you do this?
no, I mean, it's, we're doing a show. Send us a message. But
yeah. Message people, email people, but don't.
Michael
know.
doesn't have to be such a harsh dude about it.
I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah.
Because it
Also-
felt like we were talking a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And I didn't want her to think that we were like actually being dicks, so I wanted to like call it out I was trying to be nice.
Yeah.
Good lord. Even when I'm trying to be nice, I'm a dick. What the hell?
Find some nobodies on Instagram. That's probably the best contact right now.
Yeah. Also, like, I feel like this was a little bit kind of you're egging me on here, obviously. I would think this is like a relationship question or a question about like your horoscope or anything
funny
about Michael
question
Colby's
for the-
beard regimen. But other than that, that's fine. Yeah.
It's aging gracefully.
Find Some Nobodies on any social media. We're on all social medias at Some Nobodies, and send me anything you want to, and I'll check it out. And I'll give you honest feedback. And then I will send it over to Michael Colby, and then I will decipher the mean things that he says and turn it into some sort of a compliment sample for you.
He will give you honest feedback.
Oh, no. Now I will keep me in mind. Yeah. It's fine.
Don't stop grinding. Like I
Gotta
said,
grind.
I totally get the grind. It is hard to do creative stuff.
It's so hard out there.
It's so fucking hard.
It's so hard.
Yeah, this is just a weird way to do it, and I felt like we were making fun of her a little bit too much. So I wanted to, I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, you're reining it in. I can see that now. I do think that this is one of the saddest emojis I've ever seen in my life, though. Genuinely, I don't know. Is this a pig? Is this a crying pig or just a blob?
That is
It's
Isaac
blob.
from Binding of Isaac.
We have Binding of Isaac emotes on our channel.
Whoa, yeah.
Interesting.
If you're a member, yeah, you can get that.
We have
Yeah,
members?
that's 100% Isaac. I don't know if you played Isaac, but that's your weapon. You cry tears.
Mm.
Oh, I think Dylan said emoji by accident. He does mess that
Oh
up.
no,
a lot.
I meant to say emoji.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he still says the
Dylan's-
word Riz, so he's about
Yeah,
it.
Rizmoji.
Rizmoji. So we have a lot of these shows that we do, right? And we're going to get back to this. Amar Ray, send me everything you want in Some Nobodies. I'll check it out. And if you have more emojis, go ahead and send them in. I might show Michael Colby or not. Who knows? And I think that we're out of time to get into this. Is that true? Can we save this
No.
for?
I don't care.
You
We
want to
can do
go?
whatever we
Keep going.
want. We're
cares?
not tied to any timetable.
Yeah,
Michael's
we're not on a
job.
network or
Yeah.
anything.
And until I start getting artwork from Amar Ray on Instagram or Twitter or Twitch or anything else, Facebook, Instagram, anything. Dylan, quick question. Where should she share her work?
Well, she's on Twitch.
Yeah.
You like do a stream where
Send
you
a message or
like
something. I
draw
don't know.
on Twitch. Let everybody see your process.
Find a local literary magazine that accepts visual art submissions.
That's a really good suggestion, Dylan.
Yeah,
Great.
it's an
Join
assignment
us.
I have for class.
Yeah.
Join us next time. You can plug.
Actually,
you can
yeah.
plug your stuff.
Yeah, Thursday is actually plug day. You could just come in here and plug anything you want. It is not safe for work because of the things that Michael Colby has to plug. But you can plug artwork. You can plug anything you want. Thursdays, I think that's at 6:30 Mountain Time.
Nobody here lives in Mountain Time anymore.
It's still we're on there.
He
like
still
we're on.
feels. Yeah, he still wants to like use Mountain Time because he's a mountain man.
Yeah, I'm a mountain man. And I use Mountain Time. It's like when you meet those just crazy guys out there that still use military time. Like anybody feels like subtracting 12 from anything ever. I'm a mountaineer. I use that. All right, Dylan. Couple episodes. I need you to I need you to get into your brain. Get that memory bursting. Are you ready? Do you remember episode 21? And that's with Mr. Mark Lee from the radio show Mark Lee. And in that episode, we pitched a couple ideas. One was Murder AMA, where a person on Reddit was murdering people based on movies that they've seen, and they would put it on Reddit as they're doing it. Also, something called Biohacked, which I think was before the game Cyberpunk came out, where people could upgrade their own bodies, like eagle eyes or other things, tails, whatever you're into. Now, normally, somebody, the host or the guest of the episode, they choose one of the two projects and then work on that together. Mark Lee, he's a complicated man, and he decided to merge those two things, which was absolutely insane. But honestly, we played along and we went with it. But of those two ideas, Dylan, which one do you think would have won?
So it was Biohacked versus, what was the other one? Did you say the second idea?
It was Murder AMA. That was the first one.
Oh, right. Murder AMA was the serial killer, goes on Reddit and is like...
Yeah. And based on his favorite movie murders, was also doing those murders. Oh, okay, wait a minute. If you don't mind, can we discuss... we are at Some Nobodies, SOMENOBODIES. You can send anything to everywhere. I'm literally on all social medias at all times. I have 6 phones in front of me.
Nothing better to do.
I have nothing better to do. I have 6 phones in front of me, 5 social medias, 1 Pokemon Go. But I got really good Wi-Fi here, so it's okay. But yeah, Murder AMA versus Biohack. Because he chose both of them, we don't really have a clear answer. So I'm going to let you decide which one of those two you think is a more interesting idea. The concept that you could upgrade your own body to do tasks more simply, or something pretty mundane now that I think about it, which is just copycatting. I guess we'll let Michael Colby decide, since he's the guest of honor. Which of the two projects would you prefer to work on?
Upgrading your body seems like it's been done 800 million times.
Yep. Give me 2 examples.
Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, and Deus Ex, the sequel to that.
Oh, these video games?
Invisible Man.
Every cyberpunk thing
cool.
ever is about upgrading your body and how it can go wrong.
Yeah.
So unless you want to do a story about how people can upgrade their body and it actually helps everyone.
we're gonna do a cyberpunk, but it's gonna be like, hey, guess what? Replacing your like gross little human body with shiny machinery, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't so much like machinery. I feel like when we discussed it, it was like using animals and like the best part of certain animals to get
like
that.
You could get like
huge bird eye.
Or the tendons of frogs in your legs, so you could jump really high for some reason.
Yeah, you can never go back to France.
Jump all the way to France. Yeah, it's that easy.
That to me sounds interesting.
Okay,
because there's a Batman Beyond episode about that. There's a whole bad guy faction based on that.
Yeah,
just saying.
I think.
Just saying. It's cool.
I think if everything goes right, and like it helps mankind, and like it's like. What do you call that? Not dystopian. So it's not like a dystopian thing. It's like it makes the future fallopian for mankind.
Yep. Just gotta go with the
I think that could be very interesting. The
cool.
Reddit AMA thing, I've seen, movies where like the serial killer does a TED talk or like, stuff like that.
I like that idea.
It could be interesting. But I think a nice story about upgrading humans
it could be called Dead Talk.
Love it. God damn it, Dylan, you did it again.
Dead X.
Dead X. That's even better.
Anybody can do it if you have the money.
All right, so we're going to say that Biohacked won out of those two, right? And that's going to be up against episode 37. Which was one of my favorite episodes because we got to interview Dan Mervish. He's the guy that was the Slam Dance Film Festival like coordinator and organizer who's also a director. He had a really good time and he played along with us pretty well. Mm-hmm. We had
that's not what my document says.
Episode 37. It was Chronovore versus
Oh, no.
Uplift.
I misunderstood what you had written down. Yes,
Sorry.
never mind.
And Chronovore won that one, which was Dylan's choice. And it was originally pitched as so I feel like it was originally pitched that somebody could eat the future, or it was somehow I don't exactly remember.
It was a monster that was eating people's memories. So everybody in the town started to forget specific weird people.
Yeah.
And it was set during like the Dust Bowl, and it's going to be something that I write at some point.
Yeah, no, I like that. And he was the one who kind of put in the idea that we should also work with dementia as like kind of like one of the through threads, which I thought was really cool. It was actually, I ended up watching an episode again today. It was a good episode. And so that one won, Chronovore. So Dylan, between Biohacked and Chronovore, or Time Eater, or whatever it was at first, but it was eventually called Chronovore at some point.
Yeah.
So between those two, which one? And Mike Colby, please chime in as well. But which one of those two do you think is a more impressive idea to continue to work on?
I mean, I like the original idea for the Chronovore, but we can do, I think, as pitch where it was like, you have written down here, time feeding on the future.
Yeah, I think that's what it was originally when we pitched it to Dan. That's what we said it was, and then through our conversation, through like a half an hour of working on it, we came up with calling it as a name, which was a Chronovore.
Oh, I see. I mean, Biohack has kind of been done.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Chronovore.
Michael, do you have any thoughts on these two?
I was gonna make a joke about Chronovore being something that eats time.
Yeah, well, that's
and
kind
then
of
it
what
turns
it was,
out that
yeah.
that was what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we made
I
that
mean,
up.
it does seem interesting, like a monster that makes you forget it.
Mhm.
So
now-
then
now that you say
can
that
do
sounds-
stuff and
Yeah.
That's the original pitch, was a monster that eats memories.
Yeah. Which is also
So,
very cool.
yeah, and it can like pick which memories it eats or no.
I mean, yeah, I think my idea was it would devour people, and then the people that it ate were wiped from people's memories, but none of the physical stuff was. So
That's
people
cool.
would wake up in town. It's like that abandoned. Nobody lives in that house, but it's
Yeah.
like fully furnished and like the lights are on.
Yeah, I thought, like, my first thought was like there's one person who can like can defeat this monster, but like everybody thinks they're crazy because the monster is taking away their memories of how this person does the thing,
Yeah.
which makes them like ineffective at actually fighting the monster.
That's actually a really cool idea. I like
and
that.
maybe the dementia could be the thing that like protects that person's brain.
Interesting.
Yeah, because maybe this monster thing doesn't like a brain that has dementia or whatever is in the brain that causes dementia.
Or it can't.
Or can't. Oh yeah.
It can't take the memories away because the memories are going away a different way.
Yeah.
So
and then possibly
it's sort of a fight against the clock thing.
Yeah.
So before this person has to, defeat this monster before the dementia actually takes over. And then it has a tragic ending as well, because then the dementia, they still have the dementia.
Right. Yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty interesting. I like that. I think that you're right. I think that the biohack thing probably has been done a little too many times for us to have something special to say about it right now. I do like the idea of altering like concepts so that they have a different ending. Like, it's always like, then the world ends, because of what happens. But to change it,
always ends up bad.
But to fix it,
if you could make it end well, like that would be a completely different thing than anybody's done. With body augmentation.
I agree. But as far as like Chronovore or whatever it's eventually going to be called, I think that there's more uniqueness to that outside of just erasing the fact that you exist. Because I think that's also like Jessica Jones's main bad guy is like kind of persuading you and then making you forget shit, which is just a terrible thing for that bad guy, because he is a bad boy. But I do like the idea of, erasing certain things, eating a person, and then the memory of that person fades away. I think that's a really interesting topic. So, okay, so I think that my vote will be for Chronovore to move on to the next round. You guys agree?
Yeah.
Excellent. Cool. And yeah, so that's pretty much all that we do here. Sometimes we answer a lot of questions. Sometimes we make up questions and I ask each other. Sometimes we just get along, and those are the best shows, in my opinion. Dylan, where can people find you if they want to find you or they want to send you work as a graphics effects consultant?
I'm trying to get Vorpal words locked down on every platform, including the ones that got bought by bad people, but I'm not on there anymore.
Yeah. All right. So you can head over to any of those social medias like a Vorpal words and find Dylan and all of his great words. Michael Colby, you have any interest in people finding you? If so, where?
I don't have any interest in anyone finding me personally. Good. I am terrible at social media, but what I would like people to find is the podcast Jack Billings Presents, which currently has 2 full seasons, 1 mini season, and starting November 5th, the brand new season where the dimension that we're in is we're all in a prison. And if you've listened to Jack Billings before, you might be able to suss out that the prison is not what it seems. But you will also be able to hear my guy, Zach Wiseman, in one of the episodes, playing Adam Lynch, the Reading, Ohio butt stabber.
I just want to stab butts.
And you can hear my man Dylan on an episode. He plays Marcus Fiasco, the master magician.
And boy, can that guy roll his R's.
Oh, yeah.
He's so good at
just
rolling
like an ankle.
Love that.
But yeah, also This Bizarre Adventure with our former what was that show called?
No Time to Binge.
No Time to Binge co-host B. Highland, who got me hopelessly obsessed with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
And we go through every episode. And lately we've been talking a little bit less about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and a little bit more about the lore of B. Highland themselves. It's interesting to find out some facts about B.
So go listen to some JoJo stans and become a new B fan if you don't know them already. Check out Vorpal Words. And whatever. We have a lot of stuff out there. We do a lot of things out there. And you can just check it out at Some Nobodies anywhere. We have like YouTube. We have like a Twitch. We have an Instagram.
We accept unsolicited artwork on the air.
We have a Patreon. Go check out our Patreon. You can just go see anything you want to see, everywhere you want to see it. And I appreciate you. Until next time, do the do. Talk about
do the do.
Do the do and talk about poo, right?
Do the poo.